What's going on YouTube? It's Repulse back with another video. In today's video, I am doing a 7-round Houston Texans mock draft. I hope y'all do end up enjoying. But yeah, we're going through each of the Texans 7-round or each of the Texans draft picks from these 7 rounds. Okay, here we go. We start out. Let's see who. I don't think it'll let me see. That's horrible. It's awful. I don't think the Texans would trade out. Shador goes 1. I don't agree with that. I don't think Will Campbell will go that high either. I do like how much they rate Derek Harmon, one of my favorite D linemen in the draft, as well as Nicky Manwari. I think my second favorite safety in the draft. I don't think Jahad Barron is a safety. I think he's more of a corner. But I think Malachi Starks is the best safety. I think after that it is Nicky Manwari. I don't really particularly like Xavier Watts, but let's look for the Texans. I don't think Nick Scorton goes that early, to be honest. I don't think Benjamin Morrison goes that early, to be honest. I don't think Josh Connor. Oh, that's Josh Simmons. Sorry, I thought it was Josh. Where do they have Josh Connor? Did he go? Oh, 42. I think that's a little low. I think he's another first round talent. I don't know if Tyler Booker goes that early. I don't know if Will Campbell goes 3. Don't think James Pierce will go 7. I think he'll fall. I think Armin Membu will likely slide. I don't even know where the Seahawks went. But in my mock draft, I did have him 18, but to the Seahawks. Shavon Ravel could go that high. I actually like him. I think Mike Green goes higher than 23, and I think the Packers are just secondary. Uh, but enough of me yapping about the rest of the draft. Let's just talk about what I'm doing with this Texans pick, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Emeka Ibuka is here. I think you just pair him back up with C.J. Stroud. I'm not gonna make any trades in this mock draft. As I say that, I'm taking this offer. I might take that one too. Sorry, that I just completely contradicted myself, but they gave me a very good pick for trading down 2 spots. But yeah, let's talk about this Emeka Ibuka pick. That's Mike Green. That is not Emeka Ibuka. I did not click on him. There we go. 6'1", 206, a very sizable wide receiver, very serviceable. Someone that doesn't complain about the targets he gets. He's just happy with what he does for the team. Very serviceable under C.J. Stroud, Will Howard as well. Never seem to care about that second role after Jeremiah Smith and Marvin Harrison, who just excel year after year. But yeah, very serviceable. Does the dirty work, gets the first downs. Speedy enough to beat you over the top at times. Very good route runner, very good hands. I think just a very well-rounded wide receiver. And I think someone that the Texans would love to have. And he would learn very well from Stephon Diggs. And then when Tank Dell comes back, you have a wide receiver core of Nico Collins, Ibuka, and Dell, which I think could feed you for years to come. Just think he's a very good player. I think my third favorite wide receiver after Tet and Luther Burden. So yeah, I think if you see him, you just take him right away. Just a very good player overall, and I think someone the Texans would love to have, and I think someone that the fans would love to pick. From 60, I'm not trying to just take top of the board guys, but Harold Fannon's here, and I think he's a very good player. I think second best tight end in the class, if not the best. You can get third. Jeez, these offers are a little wild. Anyway, a very good pass catcher, can also block. I think a mix between Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren in the way that Tyler Warren's able to. Actually, no, Colson Loveland can't even block. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know where Colson Loveland even went in here. But I think he's a lot better than Mason Taylor, to be honest. I think he is the clear-cut third best tight end in this class. Excuse my voice, sorry. And I think someone that would really work under that Nick Caley system that seems to have a love for tight ends, as he just stated. So yeah, I think if you see Harold Fannin at pick 60, I think you take him automatically. I think he'll go somewhere near the top of the second round. I think he's too talented not to. But yeah, I really like him as a player. I would have loved Tate Ratledge, but just went right before we picked. puts us in a weird spot. Let's see. What are the guys I like? Let's go offensive tackle. I like Charles Grant. Anthony Belton's all right. Kind of missed out on all the guards, which is something that I just talked about that I'd like us to address in free agency. I think it's a very good guard class in free agency. I like Josh Preby. I know he's ranked very low, but very dependable at Michigan. Jack Beck would be a good player, but I just think with Ibuka coming, I don't think you take him. Cam Scadaboo could be a very solid player. I think someone needs to become a second running back to Joe Mixon, and that might be the pick here. I think was a very good player for. Excuse me, I'm blanking. Arizona State, sorry. Um, but then again, you need to adjust the defense and predominantly the interior. It's a very deep D line class, but I think majority of the good ones have went. I like Norman Lott. I like Shamar Turner. I think I'm gonna keep. Actually, no. I like Darius Alexander the most here. I didn't see him there. I thought he'd be higher. Already gone. But yeah, I think Darius Alexander is a great interior player. Obviously, a smaller school in Toledo in the MAC, but was very productive there. I think would be a great fit for the Texans, who desperately need the interior D line to be addressed. See, this is what I mean. This is what Demetrius Knight should be. Hold on, I'm showing something to y'all. They have Demetrius Knight at like 50 on PFF, and I don't understand it at all. Oh shoot, I should have just done the whole draft. Doesn't really matter. Demetrius Knight was like the best linebacker on their board. I didn't understand it. Yeah, look. Wait, hold on. There he is. Demetrius Knight at 32. They say he's a first round talent. I don't understand that. I think this is a lot more accurate. I don't see him being that good as 32, but I don't see him being as bad as 136. I think he could be like a 90. But I think deep down at 127, he does have the talent to be selected. So I wouldn't mind that pick at all. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's a first round talent level player, which is what I was trying to get across. Here at 133, could get a secondary piece. I like Jabbar Muhammad. I do like Malachi Moore. I think Malachi Moore will be the pick that I end up taking here. I think was very good for Alabama. Very productive. So yeah, I think we need to address safety, and I think that is someone that can fill that safety spot well. Um, anyways, here we are. Let's check the offensive side of the ball. I do like Raheem Sanders, but I think a good second running back would be a Dylan Sampson or Taj Brooks. I'm between those two. Um, or Jarquez Hunter. Very bulky. Very good running back, though. I mean, Rocket Sanders is very productive this year. Um, I don't know. Raheem Sanders or Rocket Sanders, whatever you want to say, was very good last year. Kind of lost that big breakaway speed, but then again was also very productive. I mean, you could watch the game against Texas A&M. He just absolutely dominated. Dylan Sampson was just great all of last year. Just very good at punching the ball in the end zone. Pretty much scored every single game. Taj Brooks just, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say besides the fact that he was just very productive every single game. Ugh, jeez, excuse my voice. Sorry. I think one of my favorite running backs in the class after that tier of running backs does get taken by like the end of the Quinton Judkins type running backs. Where would they finish? Let's see where they finish in this mock, actually. I want to see. Travion Henderson ended at 76. Judkins at 70. No second. Oh, Omarion Hampton, I think will go earlier than that, as well as Caleb Johnson. And then Gentis somewhere in the first, but I don't know where. Did I have him down? Oh, no, it didn't. 13th to the Cowboys. But yeah, I think this is a pick where we just running back, just try to get an impactful piece. To back up Joe Mixon. Sorry, I'm blanking completely. Damian Pierce wasn't that great last year. Had a better end to the year than beginning, but I think it's time to place another running back there. And I'm gonna keep Taj Brooks in state. I just spoke highly of him. I think he would be a good piece to add. Very productive when he gets the rock. High scoring Texas Tech offense was predominantly due to him. I know they had a good quarterback, but yeah, I think great player, would be able to be very productive. So yeah, that's a shorter video than the last two, but this would be, I guess, technically a 5-6 round mock draft. Um, but if you want to see the draft, here we go. Shador goes 1, but I think it'll be Cam Ward 10 times over. I don't think they're taking Shador. I think Shador goes to New York. Um, I did contemplate Derek Harmon. I think we could address the interior defensive line. Even Kenneth Grant, I didn't see him there. Very good player. I think if he does fall, he'd be someone we contemplate alongside Ibuka. Just due to how good of an interior force he is. In the second round, I went with Harold Fannin. I think he's going to go somewhere up here. I don't think Colson Loveland's falling at the first. Don't. I also don't think Jalen Milrow goes 34. Jahad Campbell falls out the first, or Walton Nolan falls out the first, or Josh Connerly. Jeez, this draft was kind of all over the place. Now that I look back on it, Azra Thomas, I think, can move into that first round. I think he's that good. I like him that much. Um. Anyways, in the third round, don't know what the heck's gonna go on with Kyron Lacey, to be honest. I think TJ Sanders goes a lot earlier. I like him a lot. I think he is a first round talent. I think Savion Williams will go earlier than that due to his size. Travion Henderson, roughly around the right spot, actually, now that I think about it. I think Jalen Royals is better than 72nd best player in the draft. Could go earlier. Um, I like Tate Rutledge. Um, don't know if he'll be a third round player. Could be a late second, but then again, a lot of mocks have him at like 89 to the Texans. And if he falls there, I'd be ecstatic. I think he's a great player. Um, I think Darius Alexander goes earlier, as well as Omar Norman Lott. Uh, I think Chris Paul Jr. could go earlier. I mean, just watching him at Ole Miss, he's been very productive and very good. I think Jack Beck goes a lot earlier just due to how good his Senior Bowl was. Gunnar Helm probably due to his blocking ability. Um, Torrey Horton's a great player. I think that's probably right around where he'll get drafted, but I think he'll be very productive in the NFL. I think Demetrius Knight goes a lot earlier, but I saw him there. I pretty much just had to take him. I think Ollie Gordon might go a little bit earlier. Great player. Cam Scadaboo goes a lot earlier than that, I believe. Malachi Moore, I think, goes earlier than that as well. Ricky White's a solid piece. I think very productive for UNLV, but again, doesn't really have the exposure. I think Jabbar Muhammad goes earlier than that. Very good for Oregon as well as Washington. Uh, I think Taj Brooks goes earlier than where I picked him. Seth McLaughlin might go earlier. Was very good for Ohio State, even though he was pretty awful for Alabama. Really picked it up last year. I think Nick Nash goes earlier than this. Very productive for San Jose State and has the size of a true wide receiver in the NFL. I think Luke Lakey goes a little earlier than this. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys that I can just see moving up or moving down. I don't know if Kyle McCord goes that early, but I guess it is pretty late in the draft, so I shouldn't say that early. I don't think Shiloh Sanders is getting drafted, to be honest, just not that good. Jarquez Hunter could go earlier than this, but I think he'll be a very good running back in the NFL, even if he gets drafted late. I think would fit what the Chargers want to do really well, actually. That's a great pick. Any sleepers in the 7th round? I mean, Trevor Etienne's solid. I don't think they'll draft running back. I think they bring back Najee. I think Khalil Mullings is a sleeper. I think him going to Michigan's pretty funny. Very good, powerful running back. I think Curtis Rourke could be a sleeper. It was very good for Indiana last year after transferring. Keandre Lambert-Smith, I think, could be a good wide receiver. Antoine Wells as well. I don't think he falls that far down. I haven't really heard his name a lot, but I don't think he'll be a 7th round draft pick. I think he'll be a lot earlier than that. But yeah, this is my draft. Sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent talking about other players for like 4 minutes. But Ibuka in the first, Harold Fannin in the second, Darius Alexander in the third, Demetrius Knight and Malachi Moore in the fourth, and then Taj Brooks in the fifth. So I hope y'all like that draft. Give me some feedback if you prefer me to take someone else, where and at or what position. But yeah, feel free to leave that in the comments if you would have taken someone else or if you would have rather looked at or had me look at a different position. But I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.